Okay, so hey everyone, thanks everyone that's watching. You know me from my channel, and today we have Robbie, RBSpence. It's your Discord name, right?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Yeah, so we're gonna have him today. We're just gonna talk some NLL and Top Shot things. This is like something I'm trying to do right now. Every other week, just talk to some NLL members, and the agenda is just to, I guess, get to know the community of COOLCATS better, because there's a lot of people we or I know like from Discord, from nicknames, don't have like a face to put on them.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah. So the idea was just to do something fun and to kind of humanize the our community, I guess, and have like a face or even a name. Some people, I don't even know their names, and we talk so much on Discord. So
yeah,
that was the idea around it, and thanks again for helping me to kickstart it with the first episode of that.
Certainly. I'm excited. Always happy to talk to Top Shot and the Nine Lives Lounge.
Yeah, that's great. And one second. Okay. And let me start before we jump into NLL stuff. Let me ask you about you, because I'm sure everyone or most people know you from the Discord, but some are more engaged, some are less. And this video is the theme is COOLCATS talk, but also people outside of COOLCATS can watch it. So I would ask you to kind of share just a little, even more something personal about you to whoever was watching. If you can say what do you do in the COOLCATS lounge, and I don't know, any personal details you want to share, where you're from, what do you do?
Sure. Yeah. So I go by Robbie. I'm from South Florida. I found Top Shot back in March of 2021. So like right at the end of like the huge spike in popularity. Kind of dipped my toe in with buying a few packs here and there, and just was really intrigued by the possibilities. And then I kept hearing about this COOLCATS set and how like it gets you access to the priority queues for packs and things like that. And I was just kind of studying like the marketplace. It took me maybe 2 months to make any marketplace purchase at all. So once I did that, I like bought a couple small moments and flipped them for a little profit, and was hooked immediately. Just could see the potential. So I had a little bit of crypto, transferred it all to Top Shot, bought the COOLCATS set like July 1st, I believe, and then just over a month later, the Nine Lives Lounge launched on the Discord. And it just caused a huge boom in popularity and excitement. And since then, you know, it's been like an up and down journey with them, like with Top Shot, trying to find consistent ways to engage the community and like provide value to all the members, because there's so many. There's like 2,700 plus people that own the set. So part of that evolution became this community council concept that launched back in like March. And I had done a little bit to engage the community before that. I had run like a poker series where I asked community members who have done pretty well with their Top Shot accounts to like donate prizes. So did a little poker series, had like a couple $1,000s in donated prizes, like all, you know, Top Shot moments that we gave away. And then right around the tail end of that, the council idea came about, which was basically to provide a voice for the community to work with Dapper Labs to find ways that the community wanted to be rewarded or, you know, engaged. So that launched back in March. They gave us like a monthly budget. We had a bit of a vote. I became the chair of the council. Eddie Dunks is the commissioner. DK1 is the head of welcoming. Fishkins is head of innovation. DJack is our events coordinator. And then Mitch is kind of like our charity coordinator. So they've all had like a voice in these initiatives we've been doing. And then it's basically just been a way to organize all of these great ideas that our community has, and then bring them to Luke from Dapper and kind of funnel it into something that we can actually execute on that doesn't take up too much time. So it's been a lot of fun for me because I'm a storyteller in my career. I'm a writer. And so it's been really cool to kind of learn about the history of the Nine Lives Lounge and why it exists, because it's kind of like an homage to Dapper Labs' original NFT project, CryptoKitties. And so I really embraced like being a part of that story with the time I put into it. Like I just think it's really cool to be a part of, and it's just been fun to see the community respond so positively to a lot of what the council has been doing.
That's awesome. I didn't know the background story about the CryptoKitties, that it's related.
Yeah.
All I knew is that it's kind of like this flagship set. That's on one hand is giving you benefits, and on another hand there's like a lot of passionate Top Shot people in it, and it seemed pretty like cool and just lucrative to be a part of it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, early on, like a couple things that they did immediately, they airdropped 3 packs to everyone like the night that it launched. I think it was August 6th, so like almost exactly a year ago. And then they sent everyone an infinite object, which is kind of like an iPad looking device that plays your moments. I actually have it right here on my desk. Cool. It's in a box though, so I won't whip out the box, but because I don't want it to scratch. It's pretty cool. And then they sent us some merch back in December, sent us a hat and then a hoodie. So, you know, some of the perks have been like well received and some haven't. And there's been like lulls in activity. And so that was partially why I went to the council, is because I just think like having some sort of consistent utility is like what people were looking for. And so it hasn't just been the council, it's been working with Top Shot to like make that happen. And then one of the big splashes we made recently was we did a brunch in Vegas when they came out there for Summer League. Had more than 100 Nine Lives Lounge members come with their +1s, which was super cool to like see everybody in person for the first time. And then
how many people do you think came from the COOLCATS set to Vegas?
I would say right around 100, maybe a little more. I don't think all of them came to the brunch, but a lot of them came to the Top Golf event, which there was like a private lounge for us. And J.R. Smith showed up and like came right in and was like hitting golf balls and chatting with people. That was pretty cool.
Did you get to chat with him?
I took a photo with him and very briefly just said hello, but he's got a nice swing.
If you can ask him any question, what would you ask him?
I would have asked him about that moment in the finals when he wasn't sure what was happening at the time.
That's why I asked, because I was thinking the same.
Yeah. I didn't have the heart to ask him that for sure, but
yeah, of course. It would have been interesting to know, like, I guess he was just unaware of the score or the time, or because if he ran away, I guess he thought they were up by 1 or something.
And I think
maybe he thought there's more time on the clock, but it was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in basketball. I guess also because of the moment, you know, because it wasn't like a regular season game. If it happens in a regular season game, you know, it's not a big deal. But when it's game 1 of the finals, then wow, it's crazy.
Yeah. But part of the reason that they were there in Vegas was because they launched this new set called the Tour, which is like a fandom set, and they only minted the amount of packs that were requested by people that showed up to one of the in-person events. They took over a basketball court in Vegas, and I think there was like 170-ish people there. So they made 336 moments of J.R. Smith, Channing Frye, and Richard Jefferson's championship year with the Cavs, I think back in 2016. And so Richard Jefferson was supposed to be there, but he got sick, couldn't make it. And so Channing Frye showed up to the gym, and he was super engaging, played knockout with us.
Nice.
Solo from Steady Breaks. I don't know if you're aware of Steady Breaks, but it's an amazing group of people that do like pack breaks with members of the community. Nine Lives Lounge does one every month with them. But Solo from Steady Breaks knocked out Channing Frye during
Nice.
that game, which was just a
So
lot of fun.
when you say pack rips, do you mean like Top Shot pack rips?
Yeah, so it's I guess like a big cardboard trading card event, social gathering. Typically, like you'll have a group that will buy a box of cards together, with like 20, 50 packs in them, and then you'll rip them open, and like maybe you'll play like a game where each collector has like a certain team, let's say the Miami Heat, and any card that's pulled out of the pack from Miami, that collector gets to keep all those, and then vice versa with all the different collectors.
Nice.
So Steady Breaks does a digital version with Top Shot packs, and so we've been doing something every month where 61 Nine Lives Lounge members gets a spot in a break, and so I think last month we were able to buy some like season tip off packs, which with rare moments like mints for like 350, a few run it back packs and premium packs, and I think somebody got a legendary moment, and that was all free from our budget.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool to like do stuff like that to like get the community together and just have a little fun.
And forgive me if I didn't hear that, but is it like a physical event? Like, can you also do it virtually, or do they meet up in person?
Yeah, so it's virtual. They do it on a streaming service called Whatnot or Twitch, and then it's all digital. Like they're in person breaking the packs from their like team account, and then they send you the moments. But it's basically like the Zoom event. Like everybody
Nice.
congregates online and they do the pack break, and they hype it up pretty good. It's a lot of fun. I think your community should look into it.
Yeah, I know of like at least one person that won something in study breaks.
Mhm.
One of our community. I think he won a legendary of Bradley Beal or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's pretty hyped about it, and most people in our community here in I told Robbie before we start recording, we have a community in Israel of like around 100 and close to roughly 150 people that were very passionate about Top Shot. So I think he won a legendary of Bradley Bill, but most people in the community are not sure what study breaks is. But that's pretty cool. So besides meeting, besides the brunch and meeting J.R. Smith and Channing Frye, it's a shame. By the way, Richard Jefferson wasn't able because he's awesome.
Yeah.
And I got to see him play live a few times.
Oh yeah.
Because I have family in New Jersey and New York, and
Oh.
I used to go with my uncle to Nets games before they became Brooklyn.
Oh no way.
Yeah, so I got to see him play, which was awesome. And too bad, but I'm sure it was a great time anyway.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff that happened that weekend.
What's like the funniest, coolest, craziest, I don't know, thing, experience, story you had from that weekend in Vegas? Could be anything.
So I got really lucky, and I was at like a happy hour one night, and Rohan showed up, and so I got to talk to him for a good hour with
Wow.
a group of other collectors, including like Alexo. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he has like the biggest collection on Top Shot. I think he has one of every moment.
I know him from the leaderboards. I just know his name. I
Yeah,
see him like number 2 or 3 in every leaderboard, so I know who it is.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have like a modestly sized account, but these guys like are top of the top, But yeah, got to chat with Rohan a little bit. He's very familiar with the Nine Lives Lounge, so that was like really exciting to see. And he kind of spoke about the relationship that Top Shot has with the NBA, and it's like really strong. So that was really cool to hear that it sounds like they're kind of in it for the long haul. And then kind of like what I was talking about earlier with the COOLCATS set, harkening back to the CryptoKitties project, like Alexo was a big CryptoKitties collector. So it was just really interesting to see them talk was the first time they'd ever met, and kind of talk about like some of those older projects. And it felt like a really big moment, you know. It was cool.
That's an awesome experience to sit in a room with Rohan and other collectors, and yeah, it's great. And it's good to know that the NBA is in it for the long run.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
reassuring. Yeah, that's awesome. Where'd you stay in Vegas? I'm just curious.
I stayed at the Link.
The lake? Okay, I'm not
Yeah,
familiar with
kind
that.
of.
I had a few vacations in Vegas. I love the place. I used to go to the Wynn Hotel. They have like a really nice sports bar and just bet a bunch of NBA games, and then like take what I earn in the NBA games and just lose everything in the casino. Yeah.
Oh man, shooting yourself in the foot.
That was the strategy. I was like, well, I'm up a few $100, so like from the NBA game, so let's have fun with it, you know.
I last few times I've gone, I've placed a bet on like the U.S. Open golf tournament, and the last 3 times I've done it, I've won all 3. So this year I bet on Matthew Fitzpatrick, and it hit.
I had a really good time once. I was there during summer league, and in that Wynn Hotel, and I saw a few players. I didn't get to interact with much of them, but I saw a few players. I saw Woj, saw all kinds of people, and it's so funny.
Man.
Like I'm like walking, just I don't know, going to the restroom or something, and like casually, Quinn Snyder is like passing through me, like
Oh, like the Jazz coach.
yeah, just like casually, Quinn Snyder passes by, and like a minute later, Woj is passing by, and a minute later, I'm seeing Mo Bamba. I asked him to take a photo, and he said no. I'm like, okay, like sorry. And
Oh
then
man.
I saw Corey Joseph in
Okay.
playing blackjack, and I felt frisky, so I was with a friend. I told her, let's join them, let's play blackjack. So I just sat next to them, asked if I can join, and I got to play blackjack with Corey Joseph. That was pretty cool.
Did you get to chat with him at all, or was he in the
I
zone?
did
Yeah.
actually. It was before he moved to the Kings.
Oh, okay.
He just signed like this 3-year deal, 40 million with the Kings. And I sat next to him, and like I know he's an NBA player, but is not like a very known NBA player. And I was like, when I sat next to him, the first thing I said was like, congrats on moving to the Kings. And he was like, he seemed surprised that I'm that familiar with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of this game. I mean it's so popular. It's been a lot of fun.
Exactly.
Kind of getting closer to the game of basketball through Top Shot. Like I said, I'm a writer, and I started my career as a sports writer, mainly covering basketball, and kind of moved away from it over the years. So it's been a lot of fun, kind of getting back involved, and now like having these experiences that you can't buy, like meeting these players and these visionaries that have created this product. Like it's been really a cool thing to be a part of.
It is. That's awesome. Do you still write about basketball or?
Not much. I do a little freelance work for the New York Times. Actually, I write about weddings, like love stories, every now and then.
Nice.
And then I've
Romantic.
actually yeah, you know, I've written a few articles about Top Shot over the last year or so. Just because like I just felt compelled to talk about certain things that I went through, good and bad. One of them was the Klay Thompson Top Shot debut challenge. I had sold a moment accidentally, and like there was no notification, and so I was like so pumped to get his first moment, and never showed up, you know. And
Wow.
now
Okay.
there's so many safeguards in place after that. You know, it's good to see to reflect on the progress that's been made, you know, over the last year or so.
That's awesome. That's cool. Let's do a little segue into the NLL
Sure.
lounge and be more NLL centric. I had a few questions ready for you. Well, to begin with, I guess I would say, in a nutshell, like it's not supposed to be like a sales pitch or anything like that. But let's say you're watching this right now, and like just an average collector, and he doesn't know much about the COOLCATS, and he's like on the fence if like he wants to complete the set. So what were your I don't know, in a nutshell, like what do you think is the main benefit of being a part of this community?
Yeah, so there's, give or take 50,000 plus people who collect on Top Shot. Maybe more, maybe less, but either way, there's a set amount of people that can be a part of the set. There's just over 2,900 of the moment that bottlenecks the COOLCATS set. And so it's really exclusive, and it's typically people who are really passionate about Top Shot. And so if you are planning on being involved in this for the long term, then it's basically like a requisite set to collect, because you're getting to be part of conversations that just happen every day, talking about the market, talking about basketball, crypto, NFTs. Like I can't tell you how much I've learned just by being in the chat about this world, about this Web3 world. And then on top of that, aside from like the exclusive Discord, as I said, some of the perks that come with it, they've been, some have been well received, some haven't, but they keep coming. Like the perks will never stop coming. And so if you buy it to hold, then in the long run, you'll be very happy that you did. So I guess in a nutshell, it's an exclusive community of like the most passionate Top Shot collectors. And if you're planning on investing any sort of money in it, like it's basically a no-brainer to buy it, I think.
Nice. I can relate to this. This is what I felt when I joined. I joined Top Shot. It was around June last year in 2021. It took me a few months to like get like addicted and hooked on it. Ever since I've been obsessed, as many of us. Yeah. I'm not denying it. I'm like obsessed with Top Shot in a good way. I mean, I see it in a good way. And I remember, I just remember back then when they announced, about the lounge and all the benefits and the exclusive stuff. It just seems so like fun and cool to be a part of it, in many different ways. But it was too expensive back then, because after they announced it, it went to like a really high. I think the set was around between $12,000 to $14,000 to complete, give or take.
Yeah. Yep.
If I remember correctly. So I remember back then watching it and saying to myself, like, well, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I want to be a part of it one day.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the market dipped, I saw it as like a great opportunity, because I still believed long term that it's going to recover. So I just saw it as a great opportunity when it dipped all the way down to and being able to afford it to join you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, that was my story. And talking about Vegas, I actually had a thought. Maybe you already had this internal discussions, but just like they did the event in Vegas, did you thought about doing like annually, whether it's NLL convention or just meetup, or like could be in Vegas, could be somewhere else. I don't know. Did you guys thought about this idea?
Yeah, so they after Vegas, they recently announced a budget increase for us each month. It was $10,000 a month, and now it's $15,000 a month. And then they gave us a $50,000 standalone budget to run specifically for an in-person event. So it's really exciting, and that was pretty recent. So we've basically just been kind of brainstorming ideas on what to do with that. We kind of launched a survey to see if there are people interested in hosting events where they live, including overseas. So maybe we're thinking about maybe breaking up the money a little bit, maybe helping some of the team captains. A lot of the captains of the teams are Nine Lives Lounge members as well. So definitely a lot of discussion, and we have a council ideas channel for people to like make suggestions. So if anybody listening is part of the lounge, always I read every idea that goes in there. So please share.
Nice. what idea can you share either that you saw and you liked and is not didn't go through yet, or an idea you have to make the NLL better going forward to the future? Do you have something that pops in your mind?
Sure. There's two things. The main one that is like going on right now is our trade-in program, which launched like I think on August 3rd. So a lot of the teams have been doing a program where you trade in X amount of that team's moments, and maybe you get like a rare moment in return or something like that. So for the lounge, I tried to come up with a system that could benefit like as many collectors as possible, because a lot of the teams are a little limited by their resources, and like the communities aren't too big. So a lot of the trade-in programs they've been doing have been like 25 or 50 people. And so with these packs that we have, like the Dapper Labs also gave the council control of all of the remaining COOLCATS packs, which was like over 14,000 packs. So we airdropped one to everybody the weekend of Vegas. So we used like 2,700 of them around then. And then we're investing 500 packs and around 25,000 in our budget to incentivize collectors to turn in 3 to 7 COOLCATS moments to our community account, and then receive either there was 3 tiers, like a COOLCATS Drop 2 pack and $10 in Dapper Balance, $50 in Dapper Balance, or a COOLCATS Drop 1 pack, which is like loaded with all the 5K mint counts in the COOLCATS set. Some of like the Top Shot debuts are like Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. So those are like really scarce, and like you can't get those moments in any other packs. So super excited that like more than 800 people signed up for that.
I was one.
More than half. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm
more
on
than
tier 2. Yeah.
tier 2. I was tier 1, so I'm getting a Drop 2 pack. I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's been like really cool to see people like talking about the tiers and everything, and just like it's again just another way to engage the community on like a big scale. And so I'm just like really proud and happy of how it's gone. And then the other thing is the community account itself. And so the 9 Lives Lounge account was like the very first community Top Shot account that was created. And now most of the teams have one too, which they're using, like I said, for like the trade-in program, where they're basically kind of doing whatever they think is best as captains. Like I think a lot of them are burning these moments to make the commons more scarce, and then, as I said, rewarding with the rare moments. So I kind of see an opportunity for the 9 Lives Lounge, because we, as the council, decided to put it to a vote on what to do with the moments in the account. So it's kind of to be determined what will happen to them. There's more than 3,500 moments in there now, including a couple hundred rare moments. So pretty sizable amount of value in there. And so we'll eventually vote to either burn or trade them in or keep them. And part of my thought to keep them would be to create like a library of moments, kind of as like an homage to Top Shot itself, that we can like continue to grow as long as the 9 Lives Lounge exists. And also to create like a rental system to provide utility to the lounge. So let's say there's 3 rare LeBron James moments in that account, and he hits in a flash challenge. We can launch a giveaway where if you have the money to put up collateral to borrow the moment, you can enter the giveaway. And if you win, you get to rent it for free, pending like that you provide the collateral, like for the value of the moment. Let's say the moment's worth $500. We're talking with like Floaty, which is a third-party platform that allows you to rent and loan your NFTs, where we can put the LeBron in Floaty system. It's housed in a smart contract, and then the 9 Lives Lounge member can then borrow it, complete a challenge, and put it back and get their refundable deposit back. And so right now, Floaty does that and people can charge like a rental fee. And so for the lounge, we envision it being like a free rental system. So you're just putting up the collateral. So as long as you have the money to do that, you get this piece of utility, and it will last forever as long as people like respect the account and don't try to steal the moments. But the collateral protects the account and the assets inside. So really excited about it, but it's got to be voted on. So we'll see what the community thinks.
That's a pretty good idea. Very interesting. Something that pops into my mind is, I know last year you guys had some kind of a collaboration with Moment Lengths, or like competitions within COOLCATS members, like from a daily fantasy, and you gave out Dapper and stuff. So I guess, I don't know if in the same format, like, but I guess maybe you can follow, like, whether it's fantasy competitions, but either competitions like that or other things of that nature, and some moments in that account you can give to the winners or something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it'll just depend on what the community votes. I'm very big on like making sure the community has a voice, especially when it comes to the community account. So we'll see what they say, but I think that will definitely be like some sort of option on there.
Okay, that's interesting. And I think the rental thing idea could be really good. And
yeah, I think it's really compelling versus like doing one-off giveaways, because it's value and utility that will never go away. So like if someone decides to donate to the library, then they will know that like we will never sell the moment. It will be maybe borrowed like a book at a library, but it can be checked out 100 times over the years, if it's needed that many times in a flash challenge. So it's really cool to think about it that way. And I thought of it just because when I joined this space, there were people who were just giving away super valuable stuff like all the time. And it's just because they wanted to, because they're so excited about Web3, about Top Shot, So I wanted to come up with a way where, like, if people still want to do that, if they believe in the Nine Lives Lounge long term, then they can contribute to something that like will not just go to someone else that they can then sell. Like it'll go to the community and they will own it forever. Like that's a shift that I think is just really cool and compelling. And that will outlast me and anybody who's on the council,
Yeah,
so we'll see.
I like it. I think it's pretty creative.
We'll see how it goes.
The COOLCATS library.
Yeah, Nine Lives Lounge Library.
Yeah, start working on a logo.
Yeah.
That's cool.
For
That's
sure.
cool. So when I think about the COOLCATS, there's two ideas that pops into my mind. One is more community related, and the other one is more Top Shot moments related. One of them I heard before, I don't remember where, but and I wonder where you stand on it. But I think it could be interesting if there was a thought, whether it's in S4 or S5 or I don't know when, maybe to have some kind of a continuation in a rare set. And maybe I'm going too far, but maybe in S5 or 6 even have a legendary, and then you'll
like
have
a COOLCATS legendary.
Yeah, and then you'll have the common, rare, legendary, and whoever completes the rare or the legendary can join as well, I guess.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I've heard talk about like finding ways to either like temporarily let people into the lounge, like check it out, or like ways to expand it. I think we're in a position now where the community might embrace something like that. I don't know. But as long as, again, it goes back to rewarding the current members. If they want to expand the membership, as long as it like properly rewards the 2,700 plus collectors who paid good money to be in the lounge, and like I think that's great. And it's just a matter of like 2,700 people. What do you do with a rare set to reward that many people? But I think there's ways to do it for sure. I am excited that they decided to kind of count the COOLCATS set as a rare set in the set rewards program for S4.
Yeah.
So I think that just shows that they're going to continue to keep it in mind moving forward.
Yeah, I had a bit concerns about it, that like maybe it kind of got left behind, after I joined, but then I saw a few things they did, and I saw they kind of counted as a rare set, and that gave me like obviously a really good feeling. So I was really stoked and happy about it.
Yeah,
And
and the council is going to incentivize collectors to lock the set with another COOLCATS pack. So we're actually rewarding, like the COOLCATS set is going to get more than every other rare set aside from the metallic gold sets, which
that was my
pretty
following
dope.
question.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
beat me to it. So you're
Oh,
saying
sorry.
if you lock the set, you're gonna get another COOLCATS pack?
Right. So we haven't determined a date yet. We were going to do it pretty soon, but when they announced it, was their deadline was like January 5th of next year. We kind of went back to the drawing board for like our deadline. But basically, yes, if you lock the set, you're going to get a guaranteed COOLCATS pack. And then we're going to do a Dapper balance drawing, like upwards of $1,000. Not sure if we came up with the exact number yet, but just like a little something, you know, a little something extra. It's just so hard to find ways to like creatively reward and engage that many people with the budget that we have. So it's good. It's nice to have the packs because that really helps.
Yeah, it does. And I think it's a good way. It's good that you don't like weren't tempted to give it all at once, and that you can kind of have a runway to play around with it in multiple timelines.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So if I understand correctly, there will be some kind of a Dapper credit, maybe giveaway, and another pack that's to incentivize people to lock the set.
Yep, just from the council's perspective, yeah, definitely like a guaranteed pack, and then yeah, like $1,000+ Dapper giveaway for, you know, a certain amount of winners. I'm not sure if I think we had put that to a vote actually as well. So I'm not sure if we have the answer yet.
By the way, just a small note that I forgot to mention. What I loved about the trade-in program, besides the fact that it's just a good idea and rewarding, I love that anyone, I mean, technically not anyone, because we're 2,700 people, but I just love the fact that, like, I don't know, the first 1,000 can do it. It gives you a feeling like anyone can win. Because I've seen in so many, like I completed several teams, and you see so many like raffles and like giveaways, and like, you know, like there's like a chance to like 1 out of 700 will win. And like, I love the fact that like everyone won, like 800 or more people were just able to win. So I think the way you guys executed that was really good, and kudos for that.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was really excited to see the engagement. 1,000 was an aspirational goal. I sort of expected that many to hit it, but I thought that, you know, in reality it wouldn't happen. But to see 800+ go for it, it's just super cool. And I mean, again, you know, it's just one thing that we're doing. Like, you know, if you're not an active member, you're still getting these airdrops. You're still, you know, getting this merch. And so, like, if you're active though, that's where the council comes in, I think, where like if you're actively contributing to the community, like I want to reward everybody who is active. So it was cool to see that many people participate.
Nice. Yeah, it was. And if I understand, we have until the 17th to send in the moments, and it's going to take a couple of weeks to get the reward.
Yep, I would expect closer to the end of August. I'm going to push for it to happen like as quick as possible, just because I think it would be really sweet for it to be like a quick turnaround, and maybe stimulate the market a little bit with that much, you know, $25,000+ going back in the market and all the packs and everything. But yeah, I think end of August is probably realistic.
I checked, I think yesterday, and I saw a little over 1,000 people have locked it.
Yeah, I think 1,070 people have locked their LaMelo.
I'm one of them, by the way.
Bottleneck.
I locked
it.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Not just, I mean, also for the benefits and my belief in it long term, but it's also good for team leaderboards, you know.
Yeah.
Luka, LaMelo puts me pretty high in Dallas and Charlotte, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I just acquired a Luka Top Shot debut a couple days ago. I grinded hard to get that. Like sold a bunch of comments and really happy. So if I lock that plus the Luca, it gets me in the top 750 just for those two. So I'm really
Nice.
pumped about it.
Have you considered to complete the team for the full bonus?
So I'm a big Miami Heat fan. So I have the S1, S2, S3, and then like the contemporary set from Miami, but I don't have the resources to go for much more than that.
Gotcha. Interesting. So I'm right now on the fence because I have the full team of the Mavs and I have the Luca from the. I already locked my Luca COOLCATS, and if I lock the entire team, I'm gonna be in the top 400. I checked.
Oh wow.
But I'm on the fence because I don't know if I want to sell everything and like make some profits, because when I bought the bottlenecks for the team, it was much cheaper. So I'm trying to think if I want the reward more, or if I want to be more liquid on Top Shot. So
it's tough.
Yeah,
It's a good time right now. The market is more liquid than it's been in a while, and with the locking, it could be that like it's kind of a two-pronged effect where the market stays where it's at, and then if the season starts, things could get very interesting.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. I can't wait for the. Like what's funny about Top Shot is, on my experience, is that I'm a huge NBA fan, huge, and like ever since I was a kid, and I used to wait for the season to start because I'm so deep into basketball. And now I just thought about it a few days. I'm so keen on the league to start now for the flash challenges.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a lot of
I
fun.
used to be excited about the league. Now I'm excited about the challenges. Like I'm excited about both, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's cool. These flash challenges kind of like an evolution of like fantasy sports. It's a little more active, and there's like actual money involved, like on a nightly basis. It's a cool layer for sure.
If you bring up fantasy sports, I had a funny thought. Tell me what you think. I used to. I don't do it today. Today I work in sales, but I used to do like creative marketing way back. So every now and then I think of, I don't know, this kind of stuff. So I used to play FanDuel when I was in the US, and they had the slogan, "The game within the game."
Yeah.
So I thought on a slogan for the COOLCATS, which
Okay.
is, tell me what you think, the community within the community.
Right, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it feels like that. It feels like the NFT project within Top Shot,
Exactly.
because they're kind of giving us like some funds to play with, and it feels more exclusive than it has in a long time right now. So it's cool.
So if you ever need a slogan, take
The
that
community
into
within the community.
consideration. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. So tell you what, I know you have to go pretty soon. So if that's okay, I'm gonna ask you last thing
Sure.
that one of our members in Israel brought up, and then we can wrap it up. So a good friend of mine, and I know there's a few more people interested in that. And maybe it's not in your level, but you tell me if you have any information about it. Some people are curious to know if there's any value, not necessarily also about the value, but like more like if you have any information about it, like going forward, if there will be any value to the time they're holding the COOLCATS set, like if they hold it for a couple of months, or if they hold it from day one, if they completed the master challenge, if there will be, if there is any discussions in between you and the Top Shot team about this subject.
So I think that their answer to that is the locking aspect. And then, so to answer your question regarding like discussions with Top Shot specifically, no, I haven't had any discussions with them like regarding time of like completion. But from a council perspective, our first steady breaks event, we wanted to find a way to reward new members, but also reward like OGs. So what we did was we got people to sign up, and we broke everybody up into groups based on their completion date. And it didn't go as like positively as I expected. Like people were like kind of like on the fence on whether they liked it or not. So I think from our perspective, probably not going to do anything like incentivizing amount of time that you held the set. So I would just say that from the Top Shot perspective, I think the locking is their answer to that.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I totally get that. That's fine. Anything you want to add before we end this?
I just hope that you continue doing this. I think it's a really good idea, and I encourage anyone else that wants to like jump in and create content. I think it's all like really positive for the community, especially when it's like a positive, you know, like positive theme. You know, there's a lot of Twitter conversations that can get really negative, and I think it reflects really badly on the Top Shot community overall. But I think there's a lot of people like you and me who are really excited about it and don't post on Twitter very much, you know? So the more people like you that we have doing this, I think it's better for the platform overall.
Awesome. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Sure.
And that's actually what I like about the community, both in Top Shot and both in the COOLCATS. I feel a lot of people like you and other people in the Discord are very helpful, very resourceful, very like they're always trying to help. When I posted in the NLL Discord that I want to start making videos, you immediately responded, and like people are very communicative and responsive, and
Yeah,
I think we have a special community.
definitely.
And it's funny, you mentioned Twitter. I never had Twitter. I am on social media, you know, Instagram and stuff, but I only open Twitter for Top Shot. Yeah. I follow like
That's
70
awesome.
people, and like 65 of them are like Top Shot related. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and it connected me and you. You know, like you're in Israel, I'm in the United States, and I mean, it's just making these connections that would never have happened without it. So it's cool to be a part of, as I've said.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna end it on this note, and it's gonna be a nice segue to say that you reminded me that another cool thing about the set or the community we have is things like that, and maybe you can think of, I don't know how to make it more accessible, but for example, there's 2,700 people in the community, and I live in Israel, in the center of Israel, right in Tel Aviv. So I think, like, at least from my side, if any COOLCATS community member wants to travel to Israel and he wants me to show him a good time in Tel Aviv, I'll be totally down to hang out, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
So
I definitely try to keep international collectors in mind because it's just tough, you know, to figure out like what makes the most sense to reward those collectors. So any ideas you have, I'm always open to it. But that's a great idea.
So I think it could be a great idea to make it more accessible, that people will just know, as far as network, where are people based. Like, so for example, if I travel to Switzerland next month and I know of NLL members in Switzerland, I can hit them up.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
So take that into your thought process, something, and that's it, I guess. So thank you again for your time, for everything. It was great chatting with you.
You too.
Hope whoever is watching will get some value out of this interview. I'm sure they will. And I don't know when the next one's going to be, but I had a few people from the NLL DMing me. So pretty soon I'm going to do another one of this with someone from the community. So stay tuned, and thank you very much again.
You too. Have a good one.
Okay, so I'll whenever I'm gonna have the next one, I'm gonna tell everyone in the Discord, and that's pretty much it for today.
Cool, man. Well, good to meet you.